this program, first it will read the header. Since it is header, so it will move on to the next non-intended line. So it will come here. It will get the input for the principal amount from the user. Okay, then okay, after getting that, so here it will get the principal amount we are entering here 6,700. Okay, then it will print simple interest is a string. It will print here. It's simple interest with the default rate of interest and time value is okay. Then we are calling since we have assigned the default value for the time rate and time, so we are calling the function with only one argument. Okay, with the principal only. So control after calling after the function calling means we can call the function definitions with the function name followed by the parenthesis, and within the parenthesis we can pass the arguments. So the function is called and the control go back to the function header. The execution frame will be created here. Okay, then in the execution frame it will then it will execute the second. In that second it will all calculated principal into rate into time. Okay, then the after executing the return statement, the control go back to where from where it comes. So it comes from the calling statement. It will go and it will return the result to the SIL. So what is the you are printing here SIL, so it will be printed. Okay, then again you are getting the rate of interest from the user, and the time also, years also you are getting the from the user. In this time you are giving that so this time we are going to get the rate of interest and time value from the user as a input. Okay, the user is entering, okay, enter the rate of interest 8 and the time. Okay, enter the time 3 years. Simply it will print the next statement, this one. Okay, printed here. Then it will again once again the function is called with the principal amount. What is the principal amount? Already entered 6,700. Time we have given then user value. What is the user value? 3. Okay, what is the ROI? Which is ROI 8. So 8 means 0.08 percentage. It will all user value will override the default value. So which the control after function is called, the control move to the called function. This is the called function or callee function. Okay, here it will execute the statement. After executing the return statement, the control once again move to the caller statement and assign the result to the SI2. The SI2 will be printed. This is the flow of execution in your book. Always they are asking the flow of execution. Okay, then returning the value from the functions. There are two type of function. The functions returning some value which is the which is also called as non-void function. The functions not returning anything means it is called void function. Void function is always return none value. Okay, so okay, there are two types of function, returning function and without returning. Okay, nothing is inside means none will be returned. So the value can returning value can be literal or variable or expression. Okay, here I am returning 5 is a literal, returning expression. Okay, we can return variable, we can return expression. Here also it is expression, here also it is expression. Okay, then here the result will be stored in the result. So return yes, the result will be stored in the result variable. Okay, so what is the result? 5 comma 3. If you add this 5 plus 3, we will get the 8. So here we are passing the assignment operator. Okay, so the return value of function should be used in the caller function. Okay, should be used by the caller function. Who has caller? Caller is a function call statement. Here we are utilizing. This is the caller function. Function calling statement called as caller. Okay, so the caller return statement will be returned to the caller function. Okay, then the return value being used in the assignment statement. Then the return value is printed on the monitor. Here the return value is compared with the relational expressions. Okay, so Python, if you do not use any value in these ways, just give a standalone function call. Python will not report an error, but their return value is completely wasted. Here you are wasting the, if you are not give the return statement, you are completely wasting the return values. If you are wasting, suppose your function is returning a value, it is called as fruitful function. If the function doesn't return any value, it is called fruitless functions. Okay. Then return statement always exit from the function. It when you are reaching the return statement or all the statement in the function, okay, all the statement of the function body has been executed, whichever occurs earlier, okay, whether if you are first executing the return or function or the last statement of the function body, okay, whichever occurs earlier, the function will never reach the print statement here, because in this function, the check function will be passed with the argument of 15. So it will return 50. Minus 15 passed here. It will return the plus 15. Return A, it will return the 15th value, but it won't print, because here the print statement cannot be reached, because the return value which will exit the function immediately, which will come out of the function immediately. Okay. If the function not returning any value, it is called the void function. So here, but it can contain return statement. Okay, you are simply without literals or any expression, you are mentioning simply mentioning the return statement. So the return statement will return none. Okay, it is also valid. So here you are simply in this function, you are simply printing no return value. So it will return none. Here also no return statement. Here is the return statement, but it's empty statement. So it will return none. Okay. So here also avoid you also, okay. Here all functions are standalone function. They are not part of any other expression. Here if you see the previous page, it is part of the expression. Understand? It is part of the, this function is called part of the expression. So it is not a standalone function. So here it is standalone function, since it is not come any inside any expression. So I told already, the void function return none. Okay. You can specify return with the empty. So what is the output of the above program means, here we are calling the function. So the control will be transferred here and it will print the hello yes. Okay, then it will there is no return statement here. So it will print the hello yes. Here we can't return anything because there is no return statement here. So A will print the none. What is the A contain? A contains nothing. So it will print none. Okay, a void function means return nothing. So that is called non-fruitful functions. Okay, which will return only the empty value, which is called none. Okay. This two code, what is the output from the code 1 and code 2? So here you see print replicate. So actually the function is called inside the built-in function. So the control will transfer to the function definition. Here it will execution frames has created, then it print the $$$. So it will be printed here. Then the control, it is the last statement of the function body. So the control move out of the function and return to the function call statement itself. Here it will print, there is no return value, so it will print the none. Okay, here if you see, here also we are calling from the built-in function. Here it will go control transferred here and it will return here. It is not printed. It will return the value to this function. So it will be printed. There is no none statement here. So here the Python four possible combination of functions are there. Okay, return that is non-void function means there is a return without any arguments. Okay, return without any arguments and return with arguments and no return without any argument and return with some arguments. No return. First return without argument, return with argument, then no return without argument, no return with argument. There are 4 possible combination of functions are there. Then how can I Python return the multiple values? If okay, multiple values. The example is here. Here we are returning the multiple values. The return statement return multiple values. Each value is separated by comma. So the return here we are calling the function. We are passing the arguments 2, 3, 4. So it will be matched with the parameter x receiving the value 2, y receiving the value 3, and z receiving the value 4. And we are squaring this, and we are returning multiple values. So it is and we are already seen the unpacking of tuples. So unpacking means it actually when you are returning the multiple value, it will be received in the form of tuple. Tuple name is t. T received the all values, all the 3 values. Okay, the tuple will be printed here. So which contain the value of 4, 9, 3 into 3, 9, and z 4 into 4, 16. Okay. When you are receiving the multiple values, it will be received in the tuple format. Here we are unpacking the tuples. Unpacking the tuple means all the tuple variables, each value of tuple will be assigned to the each variable. First, x will be assigned to the v1, and y will be assigned to the v2, and the z will be assigned to the v program that receives the 2 number in a function and return the result for all the arithmetic expression. Here the program flow of execution is first the program will read the first line. It is function header, so it will ignore the next statement, next that is intended statements. Then it will move on to the intended statements. It will receive the input from the user. Num1 it will get 13, and num2 it will get 7. Then here it is calling the function. So num1 will pass to the x. Num2 value which is passed, that is 13 will be passed to the x, and 7 will be passed to the y. Okay, here we are doing the multiple expression, that is it return the multiple values. All values are separated by the comma. So here addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus operator will return the remainder. Okay, so all will be okay, when you are receiving the multiple value which is called tuples, and each value of tuple was assigned to the this is called unpacking, assigned to the each variable. This is called unpacking the tuples. Okay, so sum of given add is 20, and then next it will print the subtraction. Subtraction means 6. Then it will print the multiplication 91. Then it will print the division 1.8.7. Then it will print the modulus, which means remainder. Here composition. Composition means the function call. The arguments can be a expression. Okay, here we are passing the 9. Okay, here we are passing the 7 as an argument. It can be in function, it is a function name. We are passing a value, or it will take b value. Okay, then here also first it will be converted into string, then again it will be converted into integer. This type of function call is called composition. Composition, a function call as a part of the larger functions call. Then scope of the variable. Okay, scope of variable or lifetime of a variable. We already discussed what is local variable. When you are defining within the function, that is called local variable. When you are defining outside the function, that is called global variable. Okay, in your book they have given one example, ticket example, that is you are having the you are going to visit a monument. Okay, so you are getting the ticket, you are buying the ticket. The ticket is valid as long as you are inside the monument. Okay, but if you get the city based ticket, that is the example for that is the variable, okay, which is defined within the function, that is valid only when you are within the function. When you are come out of the function, the variable which is defined inside the function, it is not valid. As well as when you the government is selling the city based ticket also. City based ticket means